every single person, whether residential or commercial, should have a VIP list, and the goal should be somewhere between 40 and 50 people. And mine hovers between high 30s to low 40s because I constantly am kicking people off my VIP list because I only want to because I can only be in tight relationship with so many people. I want to be in tight relationship with somewhere between, 40 to 50 people. As soon as that relationship either goes sour for whatever reason, or they're, no longer, going to be capable of referring you, which hypothetically could just mean they moved to California, they moved somewhere far away. They no longer are in relationship to you. Someone passed away, whatever it is. Like, there's many reasons why they could be removed off this list. But the point is that you want to spend as much time as possible. These are people that you're going to book lunches with, coffee meetings with, go to people's birthday parties, like going to spend time with these individuals, right? This works commercial, residential, just the network in general, 40, 50 deep intimate relationships. And you have to think about it and saying, hey, if I only could have 40, who are my 40? If I could only have 40, I could only spend, X amount of time. Like, if it's not going to be, either on a listing appointment, lead generating from making phone calls, or with my family, I can only spend time with these 40 people. That's the type of thing. Okay? So that's number one, your VIP list. Number two is you're going to have a lead generation focus, okay, for cold business.
I'm sorry.
One lead generation focus, which is basically, for me, it's cold calling, right? Like, it just has been for the last 10 years. Right. And I don't, and like I say this all the time, I don't care what type of lead gen you love. If you love doing social media, do it better and more often than anybody else. If it's cold calling, I say the same thing. I want to personally do more of it and better than anybody else. If you want to do mailers, do mailers. If you want to do whatever the heck you want to do, it does not matter, but you want to do it the most you possibly can and for minimum 3 hours a day, because every day your goal as an agent is to generate 2 leads a day, 2 seller leads a day. You can generate 17 buyers today, but you didn't generate a seller lead, you're still working. So you got your VIP list, which is where all your referrals and networking is coming from. You have one major focus for cold business, which again, I recommend cold calling. That's just what we've been doing. And for the commercial side, you need one more thing, which is you have your VIP list for referrals. You now need a buyer VIP list. And a buyer VIP list, when it comes to the commercial side, is very freaking crucial, because this is when anytime you find an opportunity. Have you sold any commercial deals yet?
No, I've never even, dipping.
So the goal here is that you have a list of individuals. Now this list can be, it might only be 5 or 10 people. It doesn't need to be thousands. Okay. But this buyer VIP list is specifically for, in the commercial world, where the second you get a decent deal, you know who to call. So, because the cool thing in the commercial world is that it's mainly investors, a large portion of it, right? And these individuals typically buy several properties, right? So it's like, unlike residential where you find someone they buy a house, like they're not going to buy several houses from you every year. That's just not normal, right? But in the commercial world, it's very common for someone to buy several properties every year, right? That can be very common. What you want to do is you want to find a handful of them, 3, 5, 10, 12, and you can build a lifelong career just working with a half a dozen to a dozen people and just finding them a decent amount of opportunities every year. Because the last thing you want to be is hypothetically, right? Because I've seen this too, where they don't have anybody in their buyer list. They're not in relationship. You want to treat them the same way as your VIP list, by the way. That's why I call them a VIP list no matter what, right? So if they're on this list, you need to be in deep, intimate relationships with these people, which is like, I hang out with these people. I'm on calls with them until 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to their kids' birthday parties. I'm spending time with them. We play pickleball together. Like I'm out, I'm at the gun range with them. I go work out with them. Like, these are people I want to spend time with as well. Because what happens is that you don't want to be in a place where hypothetically you find an interesting opportunity, a decent property that you should easily be able to sell and then have nobody to immediately bring it to and then lose out on the opportunity. So in the commercial world, it's building up both. You have your seller business, which is the individuals who like to sell their property for a fair and reasonable price. And then you have the buyer side of the business, which are investors who would like to transact very frequently, right? And buying good investment deals.